G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing my round 1 tips for the 2024 AFL season. I will quickly say this, these graphics that are going to be on this video aren't the first graphics I made. These are just the backup ones, as I did make some pretty good graphics for the round 1 tips and all that, and I was quite happy about it. However, unfortunately, I can't get access to my computer at the moment as it's in my parents' car, so I can't use some graphics, which I'm quite pissed about. So I'm gonna have to use these graphics here. Luckily, the logos are still quite good for the graphics, but yeah, this is probably one of the worst graphics I'm using compared to the other ones. And I do apologise why I'm getting this out so late. I was actually planning on getting this out on Monday. That's already been, which was a public holiday for me, but that day I was spending time making the graphics and I thought they looked very well, so I was happy to use them. But like I said, can't use them, so I apologise I'm getting this out a bit late. So anyway, we'll just get straight into the tips. Like I said, quite disappointed I can't use the graphics, but maybe I can use them for the next round, but we won't let that disappoint me. Last round, for round 0 or opening round, I got a total of 2 out of 4 tips. It was a really weird round, but yeah, I got the Swans right over. I tipped the Swans over the D's, got that right. I tipped the Lions over the Blues, got that wrong. I tipped the Suns over Tigers, got that right, and I tipped the Pies over Giants, got that wrong. So I got 2 out of 4. Now we're into the round 1 tips. Starting off the round 1, which it should always be like this, no opening round, but different for this year. On the Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. at the MCG, we had the Carlton Blues taking on the Richmond Tigers. I wouldn't say always, but for the past few years, this has been the round 1 clash, and I think it should just stay like that, but it wasn't the case this year. I reckon the form Tigers are in, they're not in the greatest form. Blues just come off of being down by 46 points to the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba and still found a way to win that game. Even though it's by 1 point, it's still a win. But yeah, no surprise. I reckon a lot of you will probably tip the Blues here. I tipped the Blues by 23. I reckon I'll get up quite comfortably. I reckon some parts of the game will be quite interesting, but yeah, I see the Blues getting up. Now we've got the Friday night game at 7:40 p.m. at the MCG between the Pies and the Swans. It's going to be an interesting game. Sydney won the opening round. Pies just come off a premiership win, but lost by 32, I think it was, to the Giants, and which was quite disappointing. The Giants, if the Giants were going to win, I thought it was going to be a closer game. I didn't know it was going to be 32 points. So a bit disappointed by the Pies. However, I've tipped the Pies to get up by 7 points. I reckon the Pies could get a bit of revenge there after losing to the Giants. At the G as well, I don't see them losing, but it could be both sides of the match pretty much. Now we have the first Saturday game at 1:45 p.m. at the MCG. The first 3 games are at the MCG. By the way, we have the Essendon Bombers taking on the Hawthorn Hawks. I see Hawks I see them improving this season. I don't really know about Essendon. They're a weird team. Essendon usually fit around 15th or 11 to 15 spot, I have to say, for Essendon. But this was just a bit short one. I have the Hawks by 18. Not too much to say about this one, but yeah, I just see the Hawks comfortably win this one. Now, the second game on Saturday at 4:35 p.m, we have the GWS Giants taking on North Melbourne. I don't know why they've changed. They've changed 2 of the stadium names. They've changed, I think it's Giants Stadium that they've changed, which is now NG Stadium. I think that's their new name. And they've also changed Metricon, which changed to Heritage Bank, which is now People's First Stadium. Like, what the hell? But yes, I think it was Giants Stadium, but NG Stadium, whatever it is. Now we have the Giants in North Melbourne. Same as the Hawks and Bombers, a short one. I've got the Giants obviously winning this by 53 points. Pretty interesting opening round they played there. But the premiership team that won the premiership, so by 32, so quite comfortably they won. So I'll say the Giants getting up quite easy. Now on the Saturday as well, we at 7:30 p.m. we have the Cats taking on the Saints at GNHVA Stadium. Now, a lot of people will probably tip the Cats here, and I don't blame you. It's at GMHBA Stadium. No matter what form they're in, Cats can be quite hard to beat. at that stadium. However, I've gone a bit different. I've tipped the Saints by 11 here. I reckon the Saints are going to have a pretty good season. I know my latter predictions I did put them to miss finals, but I still see Saints having a good season. So I'll tip the Saints. And the final game of the Saturday night, 8:10 p.m. for my time, but over in Queensland it will be 7:10. We have the Gold Coast Suns taking on the Adelaide Crows at People's First Stadium. I reckon this is actually going to be a really good game. We saw the Suns get up quite comfortably over the Richmond Tigers. At one stage, they were up like 70-something to like 13 or whatever it was. It was a really good start for the Suns. They fell off a bit near the end, but they still got a comfortable win. So Suns can honestly win this one at their home ground too. But the Crows, I also see the Crows having a really good season. I see the Crows making finals. So I reckon this is going to be set to be a cracker of a game. But I have the Crows winning this by 10 points. It's going to be a real close game. Now we have the first Sunday game at the MCG at 1 o'clock. We have the D's taking on the Dogs. I reckon this can be another good game, don't get me wrong. The D's did lose to the Swans in the opening round. Dogs didn't play, so we don't know what Dogs are going to be like this year. At the moment, D's, we sort of got an idea how they play, but it's only opening round, so I'm going to have to back in the D's here by 6 points. I reckon they'll win by a goal. I reckon it'll be a low-scoring game. I don't reckon it'll be that entertaining. I reckon it'll be a bit of a low crowd, but I reckon, especially since it's like midday, so I don't see it's been too good of a game, but I reckon it can still be set to be alright. Now, at the Adelaide Oval at 4 o'clock, we have the Paul A. Power taking on Eagles. This is just going to be a short, simple answer. I've tipped the Port to win this. I reckon a lot of you will agree that I tipped the Port to win by 77. I just picked off a random number that was sort of high, but I didn't want it to be over 100 yet, because I don't think any team's going to win over 100 in the first round, so I didn't want my tip to be over 100, so I just tipped the Port by 77, random number, but still a bit high. But yeah, Port should get up quite easily. If the Eagles somehow find a way to win, then Port probably aren't looking too good then. Now we have the final game of round 1. We have my Fremantle Dockers taking on the Brisbane Lions at Optus Stadium at 6:50. I don't see this game being in my opinion, and I'm being honest, I don't see this game being that good of a crowd attendance. I reckon that's going to be quite dead. I still reckon around 20 to 30k can still fit into the stadium and watch this game, but I just feel like it's going to be a bit of a dead night. Freo, that I don't know too much what sort of form they're in, because I haven't seen them play yet. I reckon they're set to be a decent team this year, but then they're also going to have a bit of games where they're not going to play the best, but then who knows, we could play finals. Lions are still a good team. They did take a 46-point lead, which is going to be a bit concerning for me to tip them, so I don't really know if I should. However, I'm going to have to back in my Dockers to win this by 4 points. An upset in round 1. I know a lot of you is probably thinking, why are you doing that? But the Lions did just come off a fourth. They were up by 46 points, and they did find a way to choke at their own ground. And Freo, after probably, I reckon I've got the momentum to try not to let that Lions be up by that much. Because if Lions did get up by that much, I reckon they'll stick to that lead up against Freo. Lions are alright at Optus, but I'm going to have to back in my Dockers here. Well, anyway, guys, that was my round 1 tips for the 2024 AFL season. I do apologise that I have got these out a bit late. I was planning on doing another day, but didn't. Tomorrow, so you probably already know, I'm getting this out on the Thursday. Tomorrow, which is the Friday night, we have the Pies taking on the Swans. I'm hoping to stream that game. I have made all the graphics and everything, but I don't really know if I'm going to be able to. Depends if I have my computer at that time or not. So, fingers crossed I can do it, because I made all the graphics, goal animations and everything, so I really want to get that out, and I also want to stream the Freo and Dogs game. I don't know about that game yet, but if I do stream the game, it'll probably be Pies and the Swans. Fingers crossed I can get the laptops back and start streaming again, but I don't know. But yes, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.